This is a Twitter space held by Tariq Nasheed. He has an open mic, so anyone can call in. I just had some disagreements with some of the things that the caller was saying.
Hello, Brother Tariq. Thank you for holding your space as always. There's been a growing issue with these immigrants that are coming to United States, right? And they're writing peer-reviewed journals against the plight of our people.
Right.
All of their power came from them pretending to be us and then undermining us. Once you take that away, they're not that much of a threat.
I ran across a couple of them, and they have this way of denigrating our contributions, also ignoring structural and institutional racism and things that are very key, pivotal to the advancement of our people. And they've been doing this with the hands of white people, Asian people, and other people that are outside of the lineage-based collective community.
Undermining us is why they're here. And yes, they're doing it for whites, but that's their purpose. Their purpose is to undermine us. The only real problem that we have is when we are unaware of what's going on, when we don't know that this is what they're doing. But what they're doing isn't all that valuable, nor is it all that dangerous. It's only dangerous if we are unaware of what they're doing.
And their goal is to supplant us, and they're even supplant us in academia. And I've been seeing this in grad school where they're saying that they're black with the purpose of denigrating our people, and they're getting profits. These guys are getting they're taking up spots in these college institutions and the HBCUs.
I really do not see how what we can do can be taught. So I don't. We should be allowed into the colleges. I agree, but it's not like they're going to. I mean, if they could do that, they could do it in their homeland. They wouldn't be here undermining us. Blacks need to remember all of the stuff that is done to us is to hobble us so that we can be used. If they did even just a small amount of the stuff to, say, the Latinos that they do to us, the Latinos would break. And also, they don't do any of that stuff to the Latinos. They give Latinos stuff. I need to do another story about the immigrants that come over and they have a free stuff store. I swear to you, they have a free stuff store. When did we Jesus Christ, when did we ever have a free stuff store? Oh, Jesus. Sorry about that. I got myself back together. We're gonna continue on. We had to deal with this with the Asians and their closed communities, where we had to deal with this with the Latinos, the Arabs. This is not new. And with what has been given to these groups, it's not like they've done something that is astounding. What we need to work at is understanding that they are doing this and stop them from stabbing us in the back. Stop them from undermining us when we're not paying attention. We simply need to pay attention to them. And I think if we're paying attention to them, they're not that much of a threat. We need to also identify them and never, ever, ever vote for them. Do not put these people in a position of power. And if we catch them, call them out so that they cannot pretend to be us.
And it's a very dangerous situation that's going on where it's genocidal on our people.
Yeah.
So the nerve that these individuals come over here, lie under false pretense to saying who they are, not saying or disguising who they are with the intentions of stealing taxpayers' money.
Native Americans have been given their own land, even though it may not have been worth much. They have still been left alone, and look what they have done with it. Asians all over the country have their own little enclaves, and they are, for the most part, left alone, and they're actually allowed to do there's a lot of illegal activity going on. I'm planning on doing a little talk about why haven't anyone dealt with all of these massage parlors. It's like you just can't get rid of them. But look at what they have done. East Indians have been allowed into the tech world to do anything they want to do. And with that, what have they done with it? So again, if these people could actually do something pretty astounding, they would have done it in their homeland, and they failed there, and they came here, and they're given an insane amount of free stuff, and they just still aren't that much of a threat. Again, we need to be aware that they're doing it, but I just don't think they're that much of a threat.
I'm glad that Trump is coming in. They need to get out of here, and a lot of them overstayed their visas. And they need to go back home. And honestly, they need to go back home with no degrees due to the fact that they're lying.
To be honest with you, I think it's kind of good that they're here as far as we're concerned. Remember, without them, we would not have created FBAs. The FBA, the entire, would never even exist. One thing, now, that's one accomplishment that you're going to have to give them. Now, as far as for them, it would be best to send them back because they're not learning how to do anything. The number one thing they learn is to pretend white supremacy doesn't exist. After the second thing is to stab FBAs in the back, and third is to run as many scams as you can possibly run. This is not good. You can't take that and do anything. They run so many scams. As soon as they're not able to run a scam anymore, and their scams are very they're uncomplicated. But as soon as they're not able to run the scams anymore, whatever business that they're doing will collapse. These people are truly not a threat. The only reason they were a threat was because we would vote Obama into office. And we would vote people in different places into office. And once they got into office, they would turn around and start telling us what we don't need. That has been the only you can give these people all that you could give every single person in Africa a degree. It would be worthless.
So I just wanted to throw that out there, that it is a very dangerous game, and we need to be praying for our children and looking out for our children on these college campuses.
Yes, sir.
White supremacy is not the only threat.
Yes, indeed. That's real talk. And Idris said, we talk about white supremacy too much.
If we were on code, how much of a threat would they be? Once one of us found out what it was they were doing, we would all be able to stop it. We'd be able to stop them from getting into office. We'd be able to, basically anything that they did. They wouldn't be able to argue about whether they're taking hip hop or any of the stuff that they do. We could stop shopping at their stores. So the real issue is us. And as far as they are concerned, they are a bit more pathetic because they're being brought over here. They are building up wealth, and then at any moment they can be basically shipped back out. Have to deal with the fact that if you're going to have to take the good with the bad, and it was our ancestors that created a path for them to come over here. But what we actually did was we took a group of people out of a frying pan and dropped them into the fire. And it's really kind of horrible, and we're sitting here upset at how they're behaving when in their homeland they were in the frying pan. They didn't have to deal with it, wasn't directly in their face, and this was done by us. So my attitude towards them, I do agree that a lot of the stuff that they do is extremely bad, but if you really want to help these people, you need to get them back into the frying pan, and that's back in their homeland.